Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
You don't know what chiptunes are? Chiptunes are basically, instead of using synthesizers and samples and other things modern electronic artists use, they instead use old sound cards from old computer systems, old video game systems, and make music that way. Almost as if the songs could be played on those old computers and old systems. And they sound great. I love a lot of chiptune artists, and one chiptune artist was Shirobon. Shirobon had a bunch of old chiptune releases, but then he released an EP called Backtracking, which took those chiptune elements and fused them with modern house and electronic music elements to make the sound he has now. And it's fantastic. It was really good. So he decided to make a full album. That was the Arcade Dream. It came out last year, and it was a surprise favorite of mine. Really, really love that album. And he's already here with the follow-up, Infinity. Infinity, I think, is the best title for this album, because instead of other types of albums where there's a definitive beginning and end, you could have this album on loop, and it just goes and goes and goes, and it's always good. It's always good the entire time through. Every song flows into the next song. So there's no song there's only one instance where the songs every other time the songs are blend into each other. You couldn't have any song in any other location because it just all is designed so well as an album, as a whole work. It's fantastic. And he's also willing to take a bunch of risks here. In the Arcade Dream, he had a distinct sound, and that sound carried out throughout the entire album. I love the Arcade Dream. But here he's willing to have some more variation. Some songs have more chiptunes, some songs have more of the house elements, and so on and so forth. My favorite track is Chiptuna, and that's a chiptune song mostly, and it's perhaps the bravest, if that's even a word, track on the album, and it's the dirtiest chiptune song I've ever heard, and I love it for it. Really, really good song. The only song that really gives me that hits me the wrong way on this album is that features Protodome, and Protodome's another artist I really like, but it just doesn't fit here in this album. I'd rather Shirobon and Protodome have their own separate project, separate album, and put this on there. I love it. I love this song. Love the Genesis type sounds that you have in it, but it just doesn't fit well here. So that song aside, the rest of the album's fantastic, and that song's fantastic too, like I said, but as a package, the album's fantastic. I think it would be better without that song or with a different song in its place, but album's absolutely fantastic. In terms of which one's better, I think the Arcade Dream is like I said, it has that distinct sound that carries all the way through. This album's willing to have more variation, and there is that one song that doesn't really fit in the album, but other than that, the album flows really a lot better than the Arcade Dream, so it's really hard to say. So buy both. That's my conclusion. Get both. They're both great.
Thank you all so much for watching this third review. I'm really annoyed I can't get it under 3 minutes, but we will get there. I will get concise enough eventually. But I hope you enjoyed this review, like I said. If you liked this video, then be sure to hit the like button, because it shows me that you liked it. Makes sense. And be sure to comment. I always have a question on the bottom there. Don't know what it's going to be today, but hey, comment about it or something. And then if you want to see future videos as they come out, future reviews, I try and get one out every week, then be sure to hit the subscrooble button, because it helps me out, and you'll get notified when the next one goes up. That's it. Thanks a lot. And outtake.
Instead, use sound cards from retro video game systems, old computers, and things like that to make music that way, almost as if it could be played on those old systems and computers, and my nose is bleeding.